Alright, welcome back, my big dogs. In today's video, we got a special guest here. What's your name?
Carlito Braw, man. Carlito Braw. SIB Carlito.
So, for my first question I have, why is SkiX the lead content creator?
Honestly, it's something that he earned, honestly, man. He was the person who took the initiative to do it. He can make decisions on his own. I don't have to babysit him when it comes to the content stuff. I'm not talking about anything else. Uh one thing though, Ski Sex, he really takes passion in being the content leader and gathering, and he's like a scout, bruh. He'll come to me like, hey, this person is doing really well. We should see what's up, type things like that. So just overall, he was chosen because the initiative that he took. He wanted to do it, man, and that's half the battle when you're trying to find someone to fill a position.
How long have you owned SIB?
Uh SIB right now is in years. We just finished year 5. We're going into year 6. So as an official Brawlhalla organization, it's been 6 years, man. That's insane, actually, now that I say it out loud. 6 years. But SIB was a small clan before, so it's been around a little longer than that.
So, I'm gonna ask you a real personal question, and I normally don't throw these questions out right at the start, but I'm gonna need you to take a big insight into yourself and really think about this question. But, are you subscribed to the Big Brian?
I don't think I am, man, but you know what? I'm gonna change that right now.
Alright, what's the most interesting drama that's happened inside of SIB?
Oh man, bro, when SIB first started, we were just drama, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. I don't know. It's kind of hard because um man, bro, we've been, like I said, it's 6 years, bro. That's a very long time. You know what I mean? So it's been so many different things. When we first started, we weren't as professional as we should have been, I should say. So bro, there's just so many different things, bro. I
Um,
couldn't even give you a certain one.
who would you view like org wise, like another organization? Who would you view as a rival?
There is no rivals, man. There is none, bro. Like, and I say that in a humble way, but just compared to the years that we have in and the accolades that we've achieved and just the time that we put in, bro, like there's really nobody that I would look at as a rival, honestly. I appreciate anybody trying to start an organization and help others and help people get better and become better people. So I really wouldn't look at anybody as a rival, man. There's no other organizations that have achieved what SIB has achieved.
Would you would you say you have so say there's a new player that's rising up, right? Kind of like how Marky Moon Balloon Boy kind of like not came out of nowhere, but they were PR like I think like I want to say 70, 60 for a good bit,
Right.
and then they just like popped up to the top, right? Just like that. Say there was
Yeah.
another player like that. Is there any other organization that you'd be like, shit, I gotta grab this player before somebody else tries to snatch him up?
No. So a couple years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, that would totally be the case. You know what I mean? Like Brawlhalla 2022, 23, like that for sure would 100% be the case. Like we would have to snatch the best player up before like Kingdom would have grabbed them. You know what I mean? So like when it comes to rivalries, if there's ever been a rivalry, then it would have been like we would have tried to snatch them up before Kingdom snatched them up. But obviously they're no longer Brawlhalla organization. So at this point, there's like I appreciate all the upcoming players that are coming up and just really doing their thing and trying to get better. But SIB is at a point where we're not even going to shoot for any upcoming players or nothing like that unless they have just already been a part of our family.
How do you feel about Legion?
They're definitely doing their thing. I know they're probably like the second longest running Brawlhalla organization at this point. There's not many Brawlhalla organizations like there used to be. But you see Legion everywhere, man. You see them all over TikTok. You see them. They're definitely doing their thing.
Would you? Now this is just a hypothetical, but like, would you ever partner up with Legion? Like, expand Brawlhalla completely, and just combine each other's shit?
What do you mean, like combined?
Like
Like what do you
merge.
mean?
Um, I don't know. Just
No, I
throw the
would.
brands together.
I mean, I would definitely be down to collab on different things such as tournaments or you know what I mean, or different projects, content projects, or such things like that. I would never turn that down. I'm always down to work with another organization. But when it comes to like merging or anything like that, I don't know what you mean by that, but I would never like, merge SIB with anything. It's always going to be its own entity.
Okay. What's actually? I should probably ask a question before this. Have you ever dropped anybody from SIB?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
What's the worst situation you've had while dropping somebody from SIB? Or just a situation if you had a lot, or I don't know.
Uh, hmm. Dropping people is just, it's always a sticky situation. You know what I mean? Because people tend to become fond of SIB and they actually want to be a part of it, but they could have like, something that they did before that just really wouldn't be a good look for SIB, or if they have allegations on them of like boosting or cheating in game or something like that, then obviously we would have to let them go, but they wouldn't want to be let go. You know what I mean? So it's always an issue with those type of cases, or just players that we feel um just aren't a good look for the brand, or like it just doesn't make sense to make contracts with them, so we would have to terminate a contract. I don't think we've had to do that though, but those are just different situations, you know what I mean?
Have you ever had to drop somebody that was close to you?
um nah, not really, no, especially if it's about business, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How did you come up with the name?
So the name SIB, so Icy Boys. So when I first joined the Brawlhalla community back in 2020, like 2020, like late 2021, early 2022, somebody had made a tweet like, if you could have your own esports organization, what would you name it? And I just, as a joke, just replied to the tweet because I was listening to like a Gucci Man song or something. So I joked and I said, I'd name it So Icy Boys. And then it ended up coming around the opportunity for me to actually start an esports organization. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to turn this joke into a real thing. And that's how I came up with SIB. So like it really started as like a joke.
That is okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I never intentionally meant for the organization to grow under the name SIB as much as it did. Like we're still praying we don't get hit with a copyright issue or something for the name.
Are you happy that you grew the way you did?
Definitely. I knew I wanted to do something in the Brawlhalla community. I knew that I would never be a top player, but the love for that I had, the love that I have for the game of Brawlhalla, like I just wanted to do something. And then I knew it was players that like needed help making it to these tournaments that really had the potential, such as Ventakilo, for instance. Ventakilo is our longest signed pro. Um, so the fact that we actually like bring him to America on a work visa, like we had to sign business contracts and we had to actually send letters to the government of Brazil just to get him to come to America to be able to participate. That's some like that's why we do it, you know what I mean? And that came from how big we grew. So I definitely appreciate it.
How did you grow in the first place? Like, how did you acquire all the stuff you did?
Man, we just put in a lot of work, man. Like we put in a lot of work. I was lucky enough to be blessed with a team that shares the same ambition and the same goal and the same mindset, you know, conspiracy, exile, Tevez, our graphic designer, who has definitely been with us since the beginning. Um, and you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, honestly, bro. When you think about it, it's just crazy.
Um, Another very serious question. Can you guess my favorite color?
Uh Honestly, bro, you really give me like a green vibe, bro.
Mm.
Like green, maybe?
A lot of I'll give you one more guess, but a lot of people use it in Brawlhalla.
Are we talking Brawlhalla colors or are we talking actual color?
Both. A lot of people don't consider it a color.
Black?
Yes.
I feel
Um,
like black is the most common use colorway in Brawlhalla.
who's a player you wish you had in your just in your organization in general?
Honestly, if it made sense, I would love to have Sandstorm and SIB, bro. Obviously, he's probably too big for us, you know what I mean? But I like Sandstorm personally as a person. You know what I mean? Like he's cool. Like he's a cool dude. He's big in other games as well, so he could definitely help us grow. You know what I mean? But that'd probably be my only answer. There's like no other Brawlhalla pro that I'm like, oh my god, I have to have him on SIB. It'll just probably be Sandstorm. And he doesn't even play the game.
How do you feel about having players that just own whole communities, kind of like Spirit Realm or Eurovani server, Lyra?
Dude, I think it's awesome, bro. I think it's awesome. Honestly, I love that people can actually take something and grow it into something bigger. And not only does it help the game of Brawlhalla grow, but it helps people grow. You know what I mean? Like you really, Lyra is a family. You know what I mean? Spirit Realm is a family. Red Mafia, they're a family. And like I think that that's way more dope because like a video game made this. You know what I mean? Like a video game bring us to this point where you have actual brothers in this shit. So I think that's always awesome.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question on the spot. Now you're pretty close with BMG, right? I would say from pretty much any other thing that I've seen, you've come the closest to having full on contact with BMG.
Right, right, right.
Um, so you know the people that do the commentators and shit.
Yes.
Would you be able to
Bastard.
set me up with one of them for an interview?
Which one?
Anyone, the biggest one. I don't know any of their names, but I do want one of them
Uh,
for an interview because I'm sure they have crazy stories.
I definitely. It's just depending on which one. Obviously, I have closer relationships with some than the others. You know what I mean? Being like slow motion is somebody I can definitely. let them know about you, let them know that you're trying to do interviews and for your YouTube channel, and he'll definitely be down with it. Um,
I'll
it
do
just
one with
depends on
anyone. It's up to you, brother.
Flambo. I can definitely talk to my boy Flambo. Flambo is my homie, man. He's like one of the coolest dudes I've met out of the whole Brawlhalla team. Him, Slow Motion, TK Breezy. I can talk to PJ the Puff for you. He'll probably be down for it.
PJ, I'd do.
Uh,
I'd do any of them, but PJ is the only one that I can like. The one I distinctly remember.
yeah. PJ's awesome, man. He's cool. He's super down for the community as well. I honestly, I think he would love to do an interview, man. Slow Motion as well. Flambo and TK, they're very busy, man. They cast so many different games, bro. Rivals, 2KXO, like these guys. If they could find the time, I think they would definitely be down for it, but it would probably just be more of a timing thing for them. Uh, but yeah,
A lot of these Oz interviews I'm doing in the like at like crazy times, like Nabi. Oh wait, actually, since you own SIV, I'm sure you keep an eye out for a lot of players, right? How do you feel about
right.
Oz as a community? Like, I know they're banned from tournaments, but would you ever take one?
I just don't feel like it's well, how can I say this without, like this has nothing to do with Australia. Obviously, they're in like a real tight situation. Like they don't get tournaments anymore because a lot of the players got nuked. I just don't feel like I just don't it's just a lot that goes into running Australian tournaments and doing things with Australian players, such as timelines, time zones and things like that. So I just wouldn't want to invest in that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
that's fair
just
enough.
doesn't
That's fair enough.
it just doesn't make the most sense for me right now at this moment.
Yeah.
If later on in life, if they end up getting back on the radar, then I would definitely be down for it. But I gotta make it make sense.
Yeah. I'm hoping with a lot of these interviews, what I do with other regions, it does revive the community at least a little bit. That's mostly the intention when I do videos with like players or like, I like bringing an eye to people that don't normally get an eye to because most people are paying attention to the people that are in the top 10. That's it. And that's a good thing, but like at the same time, some of these players are putting on all this work and then they don't get an eye on them. I feel bad.
Yeah, but definitely, man. I couldn't tell you about much players, man. As time goes on, I'm like I'm pretty much an old man in Brawlhalla, bro, at this point. So all these new upcoming players, I genuinely can't even keep up with them. And that's why I have guys like SkiX and Pancake and all. They're basically like scouts, you know what I mean? And they're the ones who let me know about these upcoming players and content creators. I cannot keep up with it. Obviously, I got a day job. I have to try to keep the org running somehow. So I don't really have the time to keep up with all the new players. But once I hear of them, like once I hear their name one time, then it's going to be in my head. So when I hear it next time, I'm going to know exactly who they're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Has SkiX ever talked about the big up and coming Brian?
I think he did mention him.
Yes, bro.
I think he did mention
2028.
2028 is what he said or something, right?
Yeah.
2028.
How much does this org cost you to run?
Each year it's been different, dude. Believe it or not. Like, it's never the same thing, it's different every year depending on a tournament, how many lands Brawlhalla decide to have. When it's more tournaments during the year, then obviously it costs me more money because I have to pay for other players to get here from Brazil and Europe. I have to help them get here. I have to get an Airbnb for SIB. I have to, take everyone out for dinner at least one time during the land. So if there's more lands, then it's more expensive. But when it's less lands, then it's less expensive. But there's still things that have to be done, such as graphic designers and other depending on the player's contract. Some players get monthly payments, some players get land bonuses. It's everything's different, bro. So I tell you what, it's a lot of money though. I can tell you that. It's always a lot of money.
Yeah, that if you were to put an estimate in the most you've spent in a year, is it over 100,000?
No, 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 no.
Over 10K?
No, I can tell you one thing. One thing I feel comfortable telling you is I've definitely invested over 20 grand into Brawlhalla.
How much have you made back?
Tournaments, parties. Well, I wouldn't tell you that. Not on the interview at least. You can ask me on the side or something.
That's fair enough.
Definitely invested more than 20 grand into the game of Brawlhalla. Well, into SIB, I should say, because everything I've invested has just Brawlhalla notices the things that I do, so they tend to look out for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. My bad. I was looking at text messages. That's my fault. What got you into Brawlhalla?
So that is actually the craziest story, and I really don't tell that story in interviews. I really tell it in person because it's a crazy story. But I ended up just spending all my last money on a PlayStation 4 one time. Like I bought a PS4, like I spent my last $200 on it, and I didn't even have money to buy games. So I just started downloading free games, bro. And Brawlhalla was just one of the games that I downloaded. And so like I was playing it, and then I had nobody to play with. Like I was literally just a free-for-all demon, bro. Like all I played was free-for-all. And I would just like try to come in first and second place and just stack up my gold coins so I could buy like white and black colors and buy the legends. Because when I first downloaded Brawlhalla, I didn't buy the legend pack. So on my PlayStation 4, I literally grinded for every single character to buy them with gold coins. So I would just play free for all day. And then I'm like, dude, I gotta find people to play with. Like, I have to find friends to play with. So I'm like, I know they got a Twitter community. So I literally just created this Brawlhalla identity of Carlito Brawl. I searched up #Brawlhalla on Twitter, and I just started following everyone who was talking about Brawlhalla. I just started following them. And then to get popular in the community, I just became like a nuisance, man. I was just really a troll. Being honest.
What got you into starting a whole ass business?
Like, what do you mean? 'Cause
SIB.
I own a clothing line as well.
Oh shit, I did not know that. Well, I guess
Yeah,
both.
Ever since I was a kid, I always knew that I wanted to have my own shit. You know what I mean? Oh, excuse my language. I always wanted to do my own thing. Like ever since a kid, I knew I always wanted to do my own thing. Like I didn't want to, like I always wanted to be my own boss. So in 2016, I came up with the idea for my clothing line, clienteleclothingcompany.com. Y'all can go check that out. Order some shirts on there for sure.
Yeah, I'm finna mute that. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I came up with my clothing line in 2016. I didn't act on it until 2022. And that was by the time I already started SIB after that. I don't know, like, I just seen, so when it comes to the Brawlhalla aspect of the business, I just seen how organizations were running. Like at this time, there was organizations like Obey, and they weren't given a good name. They were like screwing over Brawlhalla players, owing them money. And I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. Like, there's no way. So I had a little extra funds to invest, and I'm like, man, I could do this, man. So I just was like, I just started. I started SIB. It started off as like a small clan, and then it grew into the organization. I never had no intentions of it growing as big as it did, though.
What would you recommend to somebody trying to run an organization like you?
You want me to be completely honest with you?
Yes.
I would tell them not to do it. Honestly, unless you got money to burn, you know, it really doesn't make sense. And at the end of the day, for Brawlhalla, if you got the money to start a Call of Duty esports organization or CS:GO, or then definitely do it, man. If you love video games and you love to help people out, you want to change people's lives, then yeah. But when it comes to like a Brawlhalla organization, I would just tell them don't do it, honestly, man.
This is probably this is my final question. Tell me a story. It could be any story. I don't care if it's Brawlhalla related. Just a story.
Tell you a story.
Yeah.
Any story. Well, I'm gonna just keep it Brawlhalla related because that's what this interview is about. So I have so many Brawlhalla stories though, like different lands, and I've never missed a Brawlhalla land since 2022. I've attended every single Brawlhalla land, whether it was a DreamHack, it was a CEO, whether it was a small Royale with 10, 11 people. I've never missed a Brawlhalla land. And that's just because of my love of the game and my love for my players, such as Bento Kilo and Wes, and Hardy MJ, Teke, Sprite, you know what I mean, Sack, Wave God. There's so many players that are under the SIB family that I can name. But I've never missed a land just for my love for them guys. You know what I mean? It's always been about them. It's never been about what Brawlhalla could do for me or not, because even if Brawlhalla didn't look out for me the way they do, I would still do this because of my love for them guys. You know what I mean? So that's got to be my story for the day, man.
Well, I thank you for your time. Now one thing I do, right at the end of the interview is, well, I don't know if you consider this a question, but do you know my outro?
Huh?
Do you know my outro?
I don't know your outro, man. Give me hip. I'm listening.
Well, I'm gonna tell you my outro, and I'm gonna have you say it, and I'm gonna end the
Okay.
video right there and then. It's peace out, my big dogs.
Okay.
So, would you say that?
Yeah. Oh, peace out, my big dogs.